or the several prototyping tool that we use as BAs. You guys had your sprint planning yesterday, and you heard some of your QAs or your developer asking you for wireframe. So is one of the prototyping tools. What it does is it gives visual representation to whatever acceptance criteria you've written. So I'll just share my screen and then we'll go through it together. We'll just be doing a practical session. All right. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I will just create something for us to work with. Okay, yeah, this is good. Okay, so if it's possible, can I ask that a representative from a team send me the email address of every member of that team to my Telegram? Just send me a DM, just collate all the members. Please don't send it as a Word document, just send it as text, Telegram text, so that I can create your account. So by the end of this class, you can practice, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
All right, thank you very much. So I'll be expecting that before the end of the session. So maybe when we are having question and answer, I'll just create those for you. All right, so this is Balsamic, which is one of the tools that we use in Blue Sky for prototyping. So there are several. There is Balsamic, there's Miro, there's Mural, there's Figma. So, but Wireframe, what it does is a sketch that gives visual representation. It doesn't necessarily have to be pictorial. It's not, you are not designing the website. You are just giving like this is how it will look, like a similitude, not necessarily the final picture. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it
All
does.
right. So this class is going to be very, very interactive. So like you guys are going to give me a project, not necessarily the project that you're working on. So you imagine a project and all do it together. You give me what you want, how you want it to be designed, and like that. So it's going to be very, very interactive. Okay, so first things first, if you open up um your team, so you will see something like this. Let me see. Let me come here and see if I can show you. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, so when I add you to your team, you will see something like this just for you, because this is an admin account. I can see every one of them. So you will see something like this, the name of your team. So you click on it, it opens up, and then you create a new one. So you can click on this plus sign to create a new clean sheet for you, just like this. So you see all of this, like all these control buttons are things that we will use in designing. We also have the search. We also have the search and we can use it. Yeah, I think they've done some updates. 1 minute, let me just see. Oh, okay. There's been some updates. So you can also go to Quick Add. Oh, what's going on? So sorry. 1 minute, please. Let me just reopen. What have I done? Okay. Okay. So you can hide the UI. They've done some updates, interesting updates. So if you click on this, it's going to hide everything on the panel, and yeah. So let me see what this does. Okay, let's just start. So first things first, you come to your canvas and you have these UI controls, like all these things this is what we'll be using to design. So the first thing you want to drag is this browser window because it gives you a similitude of a website. So what will our website be? What will our website be, guys?
www.bullet.com.
What did you say? I didn't hear. Sorry, I didn't get it.
Bullet, just ignore me. I was just being silly. I was like,
HTTPS.
What's the name of our website?
www.bullet.com.
Bolu. Huh?
Yeah.
No worries at all. So, because you want to make the size reasonable, you can just click on this and make it as big as you want or as wide as you want it to be, right? It's up to you. Okay, yeah, can make it as wide as you want it to be. So you can see that now that we've started doing something, you see all of these pop up on the side because we can use it to make some changes to whatever it is that we are designing. Okay, so another beautiful thing is the fact that we have quick add. So if you know the name of the icon that you were searching for, you can easily type it in quick add and then it brings it up. Every website that you visit has header and footer, right? So let's create our header and our footer. So I'm going to type hrrow because I know that's it, hrrow. So it gives me this line. And then I use it to divide the header. And then because I like to work very fast, I can duplicate this. So you can Control D on your keyboard or right click on it and duplicate. So you can click on the line, right click and 1 minute.
Copy.
Yeah, so there's duplicate here. You can click on edit and click duplicate on whatever it is. But yeah, Control D is faster. I've used Control D so much that I do not remember exactly the main cut. Okay, yeah, so now we have used this line as our demarcation for our header and footer. Also, if we want to make it interesting, we can put a scroll bar here just to give us the illusion of a scroll. So I can type H scroll in this quick add, H scroll, V scroll because it's vertical, V scroll bar, and then I click on it and I drag it to where I want it to be, which is this side. Drag it down. Yeah. And put this. Okay. So yeah, we've done this demarcation. The next thing is for us to start creating our header. So what's our header? What's going to be on our header?
So about
the logo, the home button, about us button,
You
and
have to
like
slow down because I will be creating it. So you have to give me one after the other. Okay, we have logo, right?
yeah,
Right.
logo,
So you
logo.
see this image, once you put it here, the developer understands that it's supposed to be a logo. All right. So this image represents logo. Okay. So this is your logo. Let me just leave this like this so that I don't waste time. So the next thing is our home, right? That's what you said. Is that correct? Guys, please speak.
Follow, yes, 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 yes,
Oh.
follow. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So you can create your header as either like the wordings on your header
text.
in three ways. Either as a button, an hyperlink, this hyperlink, or plain text. So you can use some text or subtitle or big text, however you want it. All right, so you see that when I dropped this, it was showing me this line to edit. So you can edit it. Just if you drag it and you did not edit it immediately, you just need to double click on it, and it's going to, you can type in what you want. The same for this. Same for this. So yeah, you can increase this text by coming here. You see this, you can increase the font size, can reduce it. It's up to you. So can increase the font size for everything, not just this one. Yeah. So which one are we keeping? The button, the hyperlink, or
The button.
the text?
I think
The
the bottom.
button.
The
Yeah.
button.
Everybody is voting the button.
The button, yeah.
Okay.
The button.
Okay. So the buttons have it. The buttons have it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So again, because I love to work very fast, I enjoy finding ways to make things really fast. I just control D on this, duplicate it because I still have more menus to create. Right? So you see this line, what they are doing for you is they're showing you it's just like justification that okay, everything is on a straight line. So
straight line.
what did you say?
Align them in a straight line.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's always nice to use them.
Bolo, please,
Okay.
can we use one instead of all buttons? Can we use one drop down button there or drop down? Is it possible?
Can you use what?
One drop down button there. One or instead of
Yeah.
all buttons.
Yes, but it depends on what the stakeholder has given you. Like
So
your PO. Yes, but you can create drop down. So this is how to create a drop down.
okay, so let's take one. Okay, that's fine. So we can
Just
use that
type in.
for the about us.
Yeah, but you need consistency. So it's very important to be consistent with whatever. If you are using button, you use button all through. If you are using drop down, you use drop down all through your menu. So you can use this combo box.
Okay.
And then it gives you can say, about us.
No, what I was saying is, what if the about us has different things? So our vision, it is under the our mission.
Yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying. We are
Our
saying the same
services.
thing.
You know.
This is how to create it. What do they call it? Oh, I don't know what else. What else is always on the header? Find or something like that. Yeah, so this is how it will look like in the illusion of you. So you can expand it. Yeah. So this is how to create the drop down. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, it does. The only thing I was just thinking, if you said it has to be consistent, so
Yeah. You have to be consistent. Like if you are doing, if for instance on your header, if you are using a button, it has to be all your icons needs to be consistent. So it's important that you have a consistent icon all through. All right. So this is home. What's the next menu that we're having? Guys, wake up. What's the next menu that we're having?
About us.
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't get that.
About us.
About us. Okay.
And that's supposed to be with a drop place.
Doesn't matter. You can, if you click on about us, it can take you, redirect you. So remember that this is not a website. It's just design of how your website is supposed to look based on what you have written in your acceptance criteria. You can have it as a drop down. You can, but I'm saying let your icons be consistent all through. It doesn't matter. Some about us are just about us button. When you click on it, you are able to see everything on that page. And some other on some other websites, it has a drop down. So you can design it, but it depends on what the stakeholder has given to you. Okay. All right. What's the
It can be contact us or something. Login.
Let's have login and sign up at the end. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. Contact us. Login.
And then sign up.
Sign up. All right. Yeah, so we have our header menu. So in a situation whereby you feel like, oh, you want to put more space in the middle or something, you can, okay, yeah, this is a good time to also explain this. So you see that sometimes when you are designing and then you want to do something, maybe you want to edit something, you mistakenly move this, and then it gives you this distorted view. You can move it back, but it's important for you to, as it's highlighted, you can lock it. Just right click and lock browser window. Now nothing is going to move again. The browser window wouldn't move, and you can do your design as you want. Right? You see, it's not moving anymore. If you want to lock your icons too, you can lock them, you can group them and lock them. So just drag your mouse from from the start of this to the end. You can go to group and then lock them as a group. So nothing is going to happen now. Can't move them again. I can't even highlight them. Yeah, so if I want to unlock, I will unlock as a group. All right. So for instance, if you want to like, I will ungroup you guys now. Okay, ungroup. Yeah. So if you want to move them, you can move them highlighted together rather than moving them one after the other. Just highlight over on each and every one of them and then move them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control D again because we want to do the footer, the footer menus. Let me see. Okay. I should have just okay. I'm just going to highlight all of them and drag them. Yeah. Yeah. And drag them. Yeah. So you can make your footer hyperlink, you can make it, but whatever icon you are using or whatever you are using, just let it be consistent. So you can make your footer drop down, whatever you want, however you want to make your footer, but it has to just be consistent across board, if that makes sense. All right. So what should be our menu? How do we want our footer to be? Should it be in sections? Should it be straight line? Should it be like this? Or it should be straight lined?
Are we going to add any other thing at the space? Just write off those signs if you do it the way it is right now, or you just
What
want
did you
to?
say?
I said, are we going to have anything put there of those icons? Or are we just going to leave it the way it is? Because if we are going to put anything there, then we can do this. But if we are not putting any other thing there, then I think maybe good just spread it out.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. It's how you want. I just asked the question, like, what do you guys want? Do you want it in sections? you want to spread it out? It's up to you.
Let's have it in
It's how
sections. Let's have it in sections the way you put it, then maybe put something on the other side.
It depends on the menu that you have. Your menus can be a lot and you might have to section or it depends. So remember that you're working with what the stakeholder has given to you. So
Yes.
yeah.
We're assuming here that you are the stakeholder. So
No, I'm not. I can't be the stakeholder.
Because
you guys are actually the stakeholders telling me what you
Okay.
want for your website.
Okay, so that will
I'm
be
not the stakeholder.
terms and conditions for that one.
Okay, terms and condition. Is every other person sleeping? What's happening? Why you guys not?
We're not sleeping.
What's happening is this?
We are saying our minds.
Okay. All right. Okay, what's the next one?
Social.
That one can be at the end.
Okay, so that one can be a hyperlink or something.
Can be icons. I will show you guys how to do that. You can represent it with icons. So
okay. Newsletter subscription.
Okay.
Information.
Information.
Yes, please.
Okay. This information is not part of what the newsletter is.
Not necessarily so. I mean, just making inquiries. That's what information is about. Or inquiries.
Okay. But why don't you say inquiry
Okay.
if that's what you are driving at?
Yeah.
Or let's put it as FAQs, frequently asked questions.
No. The website.
Yeah, and have FAQs.
Yes. We can have FAQ, exactly. I think there should be copyright. There should be copyright this thing there.
Yeah, that's privacy.
Yeah, privacy policy.
Contact us, please.
Contact us is up there.
It could be at the bottom too. At the yeah.
What else?
Email us, something like that. If you want to email to us, yeah, which is contact us by email. Yeah.
What else? What else? Nothing else. Okay. So to get your icons, like you can just type here Facebook. So it gives you whatever icon you want. You can increase it. From here, you can increase it large, medium, however you want. Excel. And increase it. Facebook. Which other
Twitter.
social media do you guys
Twitter.
know?
Twitter. There will be Twitter, there will be LinkedIn, and then Instagram. Twitter has changed, though. It's not that bad anymore.
X.
Yes.
It's just a practical class. It's just for practical. We know Twitter is now X.
Okay, yeah, so now we've created our header and our footer. So this middle will be for our banner. So what is supposed to be here, we use this image to represent
The logo
banner
of banner.
and just increase it. So one thing is important, I want to say, because I've seen this happen over and over again. You guys are not UX UI designers. You don't need color in your wireframe. You don't need wordings in your wireframe. All the wordings should be in your acceptance criteria. Don't write inside, except is inevitable. But if you have to write, this is what you use to represent write up. There's going to be a write up. You can use this. You can use this. The developer understands that there's going to be a write up, and that write up will be in your acceptance criteria. All right. Okay, so now we'll rename this. We'll rename this. What should we name it as?
Sorry. Excuse me.
Bolu's vision.
Yeah. Bolu's vision. Okay. I can hear you. Somebody was saying, excuse me. I can't see the person because I'm sharing my screen.
Sorry, can you please explain the write-up? I didn't understand what it exactly means. I mean, are we speaking about a text on the banner, or that something that should be shown in the website, or any additional information to the developers?
Okay, so when in a situation whereby you are designing your, for instance, some of you, when you did your sprint planning yesterday, you had a PBI titled header, titled footer, and on-page banner. So this represents the banner, like this is representing the banner. And for instance, if there was going to be a write-up, this will represent the write-up because we don't write inside. These are the only things that has to be written on a wireframe. So these are icons that you have to represent. They are menus, right? But you don't write like sentences inside your wireframe. So what Balsamic has done for us is to provide us with a similitude of text. So, when you want to write a lot of text, now you can use this to represent this is going to be text. However, in your acceptance criteria, you will write whatever text is supposed to be on the banner. So it's from your acceptance criteria that the developer will develop things. What your wireframe does is give guidance to your developer. Is not necessarily exactly what the developer will develop. If that makes sense. This is not exactly. So the developer can use their discretion and say that, oh, this will be better placed in this place, and have that discussion with you, not already in your acceptance criteria. What your wireframe is just doing is giving visual to your acceptance criteria.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I just have a doubt, a quick one. Like, if I want to add a text called "Feel free to share your questions" on the footer, how would that be? Should I just use a single text title, or a text label like some text?
It's not if it's not a menu.
It's
If
not
it's
a
not
button.
a
It's not a button.
menu,
It's just a text.
yeah, you might have to use maybe like some text on the footer. Yeah.
And but in that case, we can type something inside that, right?
Yeah. Just double click on this and say feel free to ask your question.
It was just my doubt. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, or you can make it an hyperlink. You can type whatever you choose. You can always type in it. All right. Yeah. So now this is our header, our footer, and our homepage banner. So now you'll be wondering that when I have a PBI titled header and I have another PBI titled footer, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to put this without the footer or without the banner or without? So as it stands now, you can copy it and paste it on all of those 3 PBIs because it's the same. In every website, you are going to see the header. In every website, you are going to see the footer. You are going to see the header and footer on all pages, on all the pages. The header and footer will always be there. So the only thing you can do is if you want to paste, I mean, for me, I don't have a problem with having a wireframe in an header story that looks like this. I don't have a problem with it. But some developers might have issues with it. Some other mentors might have issues with it. So in that situation, what you can do is you can duplicate this, right? Come here, click on this drop down on the side, or you can right click, duplicate. So this is the original, this is the copy. And then you can manipulate the center, but the header and footer remains the same. Nothing is changing. The only things that will keep changing is what is in the middle. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi guys. Are you sleeping?
No, we can hear you.
Okay. Eddie answered, so I don't know. And I cannot see. I'm sharing my screen, so I can't see the people on the screen.
We are following.
All right. Is that clear to everyone? Does it make sense? Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
We understand.
Okay. All right. So you can always what? Sorry, excuse me. What did you say? Okay. So you can always manipulate what is in the middle, right? So let's design a login page, right? Let's design a login page. So what's supposed to be on a login page? What's supposed to be on a login page?
Is ID. ID.
Logo.
What's ID?
Hyperlink.
That's what's it called? Name.
Email address. This is
Oh, okay,
login.
sorry.
Username and password.
That's what I meant by ID. User.
ID can be anything. It could be email address, it could be username, it could be. So what are we using?
Email address.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, let's do this. So this I brought some text and I just increased it. I used some text. You can use a subtitle. It depends on what you want. So let me write username. Username. You see how big it is, but you can always reduce it. Once you click on it, you can come here, manipulate the sizes as you want it to be. All right. So what I did was I dragged this because I want to give it an illusion of somebody is filling in their name. This is the text box, and then I drag it like this. All right. Email address. What else do we have?
Password.
Password. Password. You can decide to increase the size or whatever as you want it, as you feel like.
In the password, can we put something like ellipsis to make sure that it's going to be hidden? Or we just leave it blank?
You are not designing the website, remember.
Okay.
It's not the website. You are not the one. You are not the designer of the website. Do you get? You are not the designer of the website. So
Yeah, I
you are
get.
just giving sketch.
Okay.
There are limitations of what you can do. This is not the final product. So that when you put this and the developer does not develop exactly what is on your wireframe, you are not saying, oh, you did not design the website, because developer is the one, they use their discretion. Your wireframe is just guidance. That's all. That's what it does. So let me see if I increase this. Yeah. To 24. Increase this to 24. Okay. Yeah, and what else? But let's look for the I. Let's look for I.
I think you still put the login button under the after the email and password. You still put the login button there, right?
Yeah. So now what's the next thing that needs to be on this page?
Just I think was who said it? Login.
Login. Okay. Let's look for button. So you can go to, okay, I'll just type button here because
Why not
you can't.
forgotten password too? There are times you forget your password.
Okay. All right. Just type login.
Either login or sign up. And sign
It's
up.
not sign it. This is the login page. This is not
Okay,
sign up
login
page.
page. Okay. Yeah, at login page too. At times if you have not created a sign up page, you can sign up from there and sign up to have a login page.
A sign up has different features.
Okay. Then you could forget your password. So that's why I said forgotten password. So it will take you back to send your email. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this is our login page, right? This is our login page. So yeah, this is login. This is our header, footer, and home page banner. So now, because you are doing prototyping, right? Sometimes it's not every time, you might not use it, but it's good for you to have this knowledge of what I'm about to show you. So you can link pages. You can link each of the pages when you are, just in case you are speaking to a stakeholder and then you want to show them on a full screen and say, oh, this is what this is. This is how this will work. So let's link the page. Login. So you will click on the menu you want to link and we'll go to this and say, so we'll link. Yeah, so now this is linked. And then this button that looks like a video, you click on it and you click on user test and close. So now if I click on this login, it takes me to this page. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll link it back. A minute. Yeah. And then here I'm going to link it to this. Yeah. So click on video. I'm going to click, okay, come this way. I'm going to click on this video icon. I've already set it to user test. I click on login, it takes me to login. When I click on home, it takes me back to the old page. So you can use that and say, oh, this is how it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like, and like that. Yeah, to present to the stakeholders.
Bolo,
Yeah.
can you just run through that one more time, please?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Thank you.
1 minute. 1 minute, please. Let me just move everything to the middle. I don't know why it's.
Can we group them so that it doesn't move?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know why it's doing like that. Yeah, these are the issues. Just bear with me. I just want to, I don't like the way it's really on the edge when you go to the videos. It looks like some of the stuff are being cut away. So group.
Now we all stay static here together.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I don't know what to do.
You can now lock all of them together. Select all and lock. Lock browser window.
Yeah, 1 minute. I need to group it together with the rest of the guys.
Okay. So you can lock. Lock. Good. Perfect.
Okay. And Okay. Okay, because I've locked it, it's not moving. All right, let's just continue. Let's just move on. It's fine. So yeah, to get to the where do you want me to run from? How to link or the video?
No, how to link, then we can watch the video.
Okay. All right. Let's take another one. Oh no, because I've locked them. Oh, Masami can be stressful sometimes. All right, no worries. Let's just.
It's linking
I'm
the
going
old
to
page.
ungroup. I'm going to ungroup so that we can do what we want to do. Ungroup. All right. Yeah. If not, it will be clicking as a group. So
Yeah.
I want to link this to the other page, the page where we created the login. So I click on this, the icon, the specific icon. You see on this side, you see all these menus.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Come to, normally this we have no link. This we have no link. It will be showing no link here. But because I've linked it to something, that's why it's showing.
Okay.
So let me remove, let me see if I can.
Undo.
So many things that are happening. So what I will do is so many things like this is a lot because this is people's project, like projects balsamic. So I'm just borrowing it for practical. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to link it to the other page. That's why it's important for you to name whatever page that you are designing. So about us, if we design login, name it as login. If we design about us, name it as about us, like that, because each of these pages, you will design each of them. So I'm going to link it to Bolu's Vision copy because that's where the login is. That's the one I want to click on. And then I'll go to Bolu's Vision copy and click on home because yeah, on group. Okay. So I'll click on home and I want to link it to Bolu's Vision because what I want is whenever I click on this home, it should take me back to Bolu's Vision. So the Bolu's Vision page. So now I'm going to go from this page, which is the one that I've designed as the header, footer, and the homepage banner. I'll click on this video like button, right? Put it on user test if it isn't. Close this, then click on login. You will see this and because I've linked it, that's why the and is there. You see on this one, it doesn't have here, but it changes because I've linked the pages. So I click on login and it takes me to this page. And then when I click on home, it brings me back to this page.
Okay. Thank
yeah.
you.
So that's how it works. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's balsamic in a minute. All right. Any questions before I stop sharing?
In the wireframe, you don't create your logo at all, or elements of your logo.
This is it, the image.
So it's just that image that represents your logo. Okay.
Yeah. Developing. So we don't put pictures on high fidelity wireframes. Forget what I mean. So it's a sketch. It's black and white. The developer will give the developer the logo, and the developer will put the logo where it needs to be. I hope I answered the question.
That's all right.
Hi. Like if we have, let's say we have a picture on the banner and then we need to have a watermark. So is there anything we need to do on the wireframe, or should we just mention it on the user story and acceptance criteria?
Yeah, so it's going to be on the acceptance criteria, not on the wireframe. You don't put a picture, you don't put text, because I mean there are wireframes that you design, like sorry, this is a low fidelity. The high fidelity one has all the design, like they're interactive and all of that. It's close to, that's what UX guys do, like product designers, that's what they do. They create it so that it's interactive, you can play around with it, you can click on things like that. But for this kind of wireframe that we are designing, it's more like a sketch, it's just interpretation. So we use our acceptance criteria. We can attach on Azure DevOps, you can attach things to your story. So you can use that. You don't necessarily have to put it here on your wireframe. Your wireframe is a sketch.
Bolu, sorry, could you just explain what's the difference between the wireframe and the mockup? And is it the business analyst that will do the mockup too, if he's required to do it? Or that's for the
Wireframe, mockup, they are the same.
Okay.
It just depends on, like wireframe, mockup, they are the same. To be honest, it depends on what tool you are using. For instance, now, or if you are using Figma to create a mockup, right? It depends. It's not most times, like for instance, if you are creating an interactive wireframe, it's different. Balsamic does not give you that opportunity. You will
Okay.
use Figma for that.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It might be like my organization, we have a UX designer. I
Okay.
don't necessarily have to start doing that. Although when I was first employed, I was creating on Figma because we didn't have a UX designer. So I was creating interactive wireframes. But now that we have a UX designer, it's not my job. I don't necessarily have to create that,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, you still send the wireframe to him.
You don't necessarily have to send wireframe to him. Once you have your user stories, he knows what to do. So the thing is, UX designers and BAs, our job is very, very similar. Like our job is very close to each other, because even them, they can interact directly with the stakeholders because they want to understand the pain points, they want to do ideation and all of those. Those are things that we call requirement gathering, requirement elicitation. So they are doing the entire thing, and then they come back to us, and then we write it as is either, so it can go either way. Is either we write the requirement, give it to them, they create the mock-up, or they create the mock-up, we use the mock-up to write the requirement, and then the developers develop it. So we work hand in hand, we work really closely with each other, UX designers and BAs. Well, our job is pretty close. It's not the same, but it's pretty close.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
At one point, do we determine the colors?
You are not determining colors. You are not a designer. It's going to be black and white.
On tools, I mean, which is the most popular when it comes to creating wireframe? Which does most organizations use? Is it Miro or is it
Depends on the organization where you find yourself, to be honest. I really cannot say this, but balsamic is a very common one.
okay?
Balsamic is common. Figma is common. Every one of them, depending. So you can get to an organization now, and what they use is Miro
Okay.
or Mural. So nobody can say this because every organization has what works for them, what is cheap, what is expensive for them. So
So
yeah.
does any of these two and sorry for ask, maybe it will sound
No question is stupid. Don't worry, just ask. This is the best
so
place to ask.
does any of these tools that we see have a combination of being a collaborative tool like the Azure DevOps, and still has this kind of because I see Miro has some of these qualities, so I don't know if it's the same, if they have any other one that has that specific. Maybe you can I don't know. I think there's one I saw which was
Yes.
Axure,
So
Axure or something. It spells X, not AXURE, or so, something of that nature. I don't if he
okay.
has.
Yeah, so there are several of them that do have, like Miro is a collaborative tool, or tool. Azure DevOps is a project management tool.
Okay.
Jira is a project management tool. Trello is a project management tool. Miro isn't a project management tool, but it's a collaborative tool. Do you
Oh,
get? Figma is also another collaborative tool. Figma is really broad. Like there's a lot on Figma. So in Figma, we have FigJam. On FigJam, there are so many things that you can do on FigJam. You can use it for collaboration. You can use it for so many things. Mural is another one that is a collaborative tool, but it's not a project management tool. You get Figma is not a project management tool as well. You can't do your ticketing, like you can't do your backlog management on Mural or Miro or Figma. Do you get? But all of these are um collaboration too. Balsamic isn't. Balsamic was designed majorly to create wireframes, although they are doing some updates now, but I don't think they are going to that point of becoming that kind of collaborative tool. So there are so many of them. There are many that you will discover. There are some that you will discover that will not know. I think Lucy Chart is another one that has a lot of things that you can play around with. It has the wireframe functionality, it has the process map functionality, it has the um use case functionality. Lucy Charts does that. Um yeah. Yeah, it has some functionalities that you can, so many templates that you can play around with as well. Yeah.
But this particular one, that's the Balsamic, doesn't have a user case. It's just for creating wireframes, right?
Yes, it is for creating wireframe.
Okay.
Visio also has
Yes.
Visio also has a wireframe functionality and others. But yeah, you'll be introduced to Visio as you go along as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, basically, yeah, I really like Balsamic because it's easy to use, it's drag and drop, very easy thing. But the truth is you keep on exploring as a BA. There are so many tools out there, and whatever your organization gives you, every organization is different. You can get to an organization today and they are using another tool. The thing is for you to learn it. So when I was in Blue Sky, I didn't know how to use Figma. I learned it. I learned Figma on my own, and then I resumed work and I was asked to use it, and I've never used it extensively. So I had to learn it, watch a lot of videos, and ask questions, ask colleagues that could help me. It's you keep learning. New tools are coming out every day. You can't know everything. As long as you know the basics, most of them have the same idea, the same ideology behind them.
Well, there's a question that breaking my mind. One of the things that they say business analysis is not just targeted towards what's it called, the IT industry, because it's supposed to be a more generic service. But what we see these days is that it's focused more on what you do in terms of systems, and it's, I don't know how to put it now. It's leaves out all the other areas. So just like this wireframe now, there are other companies that will need to gather requirements on other projects and maybe create something that has to do with that project in terms of if I may use in oil and gas, you talk about front end engineering design. I don't think there's any tool that covers those areas for business analysts that work in those areas. I don't know if I get
Visio does. Visio
Visio
is a
does.
very engineers was designed. So Visio has a lot of things for engineering. There are so many templates on Visio, like that you can use. There are so many. So Visio has that. Visio is a very powerful tool that you can even use it to draw solution architecture and all of that. So yeah, but it's not every organization that uses Visio as well. Like I said, when you get to your organization, and also, you are right. It's not business analysis is not only systems. There are so many other organizations where they can work. However, technology is moving. A lot of software companies are coming up, and that's why it feels like others are fading in the background. So you can find yourself anywhere. As a business analyst, you can work anywhere. It doesn't matter where you find yourself, you will fit in. There are business analysts working in constructions, there are business analysts working in the education sector. So it depends. It's just really understanding. The truth is the basics is the same, like the general basics, which is what you're going to get here. The basic is the same. However, it's now up to you. The onus is on you to now start developing the knowledge that you've gotten from here and start building it depending on the industry you find yourself, and you begin to expand and grow and find ways of working that will make your life easy.
Bolo, I beg to differ. This is not the basic show. This is re-engineering. We are starting at the top and then we have to work our way to the bottom. This is not really.
See what we are showing you guys is the basics
This is not the
of
big.
business analysis. Trust me.
You know better. It's okay.
There's so much more. It's because you are just starting. Once you get hang of it, is very repetitive, like what you will do over the next 5 sprints. But yeah, it's just that your day to day might not be as defined as what you have here. Some days will be chaotic, some days will be okay. So you can't have every day as the same in the real world. Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
All right.
Thank
Any
you
other
very
question?
much.
Please, as anybody sends me message for that, for the list of your names.
Sorry, well done, Bolu. Please, looking at this balsamic, I observed that you work mainly on it directly online. Is it that there is no software that can be installed on its own?
Okay, so Balsamic is a cloud-based tool. It's not a software, which is really good, which helps your is a cloud-based, so whatever it is you are doing is safe to cloud.
You have a link
I
for
can
that.
relate. I can relate as a cloud engineer.
Okay. Okay. Cloud engineer, sir. All right. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. Please, as anybody sends me, please do send me the list of your names so that I can do this and you guys can. Sorry, who was the cloud engineer? I wasn't trying to dismiss you. I was just hailing you. Please, I hope you didn't take it the wrong way because I noticed you went quiet.